You are watching Area DMG.
Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Pasita, Mile High Mouth, and today we're going to take another look at the Nintendo eShop. This is the Nintendo eShop rundown for, well, October 26th to, I think I'll say October 31st, because there's some stuff that's listed on the press release for this that isn't out yet. Let's get to stuff that's not out yet. Right now, you can pre purchase Super Mario Odyssey. That will be absolutely playable on 10/27/2017, and that is $59.99 digitally. It's rated E10 and will take up 5.3 gigabytes of space on your hard drive. The other ones are King Oddball, which is from 10 tons. That's $4.99. It's rated E10 and it is 61.0 megabytes. You can end the world with boulders. It looks like kind of an Angry Birds wannabe type thing, except you're a moon with a tongue. That's weird. Anywho, on 10/31/2017, which is actually the next, like the end of the month, that's also Halloween. It's also Tuesday. There is Monster Jam Crush It for $39.99. That's rated E for everyone from Game Mill. You know, those people who put out stuff that you can find in the electronics section at Kohl's. Anyways, this is 1.1 gigabytes, and it is a monster truck game. Look, El Toro Loco and stuff. Oh, that's kind of great. You can be a giant shark, Megalodon. Anywho, the other thing is Monopoly for the Nintendo Switch, finally making its debut. That's rated E, $39.99 digitally, which is, it might actually be cheaper some places physically than it is digitally. What's up with that? It takes up 3.6 gigabytes, so I would actually suggest you hunt this down physically if you want to play um, a perfect version of Monopoly that has like all sorts of. Let's actually look at what's included with this. You can customize your game by selecting 6 official house rules chosen by Monopoly fans around the world. You can have 3 different unique 3D boards. It's pretty much like 1 to 6 players. This is one's a weird one where you roll the dice by like shaking your Joy-Con. Other stuff out on the 31st. Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, which is E10, $39.99. It is, of course, no, I don't want to watch the video. It is, of course, based off of um, popular Cartoon Network franchises like Canceled Show, and should be canceled shows. Well, not Gumball. Gumball's actually pretty good. Gumball and Adventure Time are pretty good. Steven Universe is pretty good for like 2 seasons. Clarence has never been good, and Uncle Grandpa's never been good, and regular show was canceled. But at least it ended properly. Anyways, that takes up about 158 megabits of, which is funny because that's actually got a physical release as well, and it's so tiny, so tiny. Well, let's get back to the actual releases for today, or rather this week, which would include. Okay, well, last thing we had was like Fire Emblem Warriors. This is the Police, which is rated M, $29.99. This is a police simulation game. Think like a SimCity style type game with some interesting things that happen. You're taking the role of a police captain, and you have to deal with horrible things that happen. Anyways, that takes up 1 gig of space. Other one up here, not Knights of Azure 2, Bright of the New Moon, which is a fan servicey kind of a hack and slash 'em up with a horror theme. Rated T for teen, 59.99, which is actually funny because it's cheaper elsewhere physically, and you can purchase the DLC for it if for some bizarre reason you want to pick this up at some point. Which at 6.8 gigabytes, yeah, track that down physically. Most people won't be able to fit that in there. Then there's Poi Explorer Edition, which is the same price physically, $29.99, although in some places it's as low as $20. This one is a classic 3D platformer, which, to be perfectly honest, is actually pretty good. It has a fairly simplistic art style, but it's one of those things where you'll probably like at 1 gig, it's worth a look. It's one of those things where with a sale or rent, it might be worth checking out. This one actually reminds me a bit of a lot of indie student games that you see at like conventions and such. And then you're sitting there and they're like, "Hey, look at my game." And sometimes their game's not good, and you're just like, "I don't know what to say nicely." But this is one of those where you don't have to worry about it. And there's Just Dance 2018, which is $59.99. There's a demo for it, which you should check out. It's rated E10. It's dancing type stuff from Ubisoft. There is some available passes. I don't know what the season pass is. I guess that's for more music. It takes up 6.9 gigabytes, and you can also use your phone as a controller in it. Night Terrors from Nicholas, E10. It takes up 54 megabytes. It is $2.99, and it is actually fantastic. We have a video up of this already. Definitely check it out. It's kind of an endless runner with some jumping and stuff for that. It's a decent little game, good soundtrack. The Mummy Demastered, 1999, rated E10 from Way Forward. We actually do have a version of this for the PlayStation 4. There is no difference between the PlayStation 4 version and the Switch version, other than that the Switch version is playable portably. I will have a review of this one up because Way Forward was nice enough to let us give us a copy of this on the PlayStation 4, and my early impressions are that it is quite a cross between like Metroid and not Castlevania, like more like Contra. Yeah, but like if Contra, although that helicopter makes me think of like Metal Slug. One thing about all these backgrounds that you're seeing, they may look flat on this, but when you're moving around, there is parallax scrolling in the background. Really good stuff. Takes about 459 megabytes. We will have a review of that at a later time. The Zombie Gold Rush from Amazing at $4.99, and a game that looks kind of like this. You just have to take their word for it. Well, it's rated E, which is weird for a zombie game. And in order to play Zombie Rush, Joy-Cons L and R and Pro Controller are necessary. Okay. Anyways, it's 106 megabytes if you are interested in it. This is Violet. It is from Forever Entertainment. It was originally released on the PC back about 3 years ago. It's rated E. It's $8.99. This is a point-and-click puzzle adventure in which a tumblery version of Coraline ends up in a going through a rabbit hole after finding a piece of jewelry. It's 726 megabits, and if you're a fan of stuff like Bulb Boy or Oxenfree or Thimbleweed Park or pretty much or Siberia, that's another game that's out there. If you like point and click adventures, this is worth a look. As far as point and click adventures go, there's so many out there, but by the time we actually get a proper Professor Layton game on this system, it's going to be like, oh wow, another point and click adventure. Yay! Pretty good though. Anyways, Time Recoil from 10 Tons, same people working on that King Boulder. It is rated T, has a $13.99 price, 258 megabits, and kind of a top-down look to it. It's a shooter. You kill things to slow down time for your Neo Geo stuff, which seriously, okay, where is the next Arcade Archives, Hamster? I mean, we love your Neo Geo stuff, but yeah, we're starting to scrape part of the bottom of the barrel of this. ACA Neo Geo Mutation Nation. It's rated T, it's $7.99, and it takes up 82 megabytes on your space, and it is 80s AF is best the way to put it. Like, serious. 80s and 90s. These are your Burger King diversity crew. You play as generic 90s character 1 and a generic 90s character 2. Who knows or cares what their names are? This is one of those games like Final Fight or Streets of Rage or Double Dragon where you wander around and beat up mutants. I mean, let's look at the name. Humans turned into mutants by the hand of a genius biologist and have gone on a rampage to save their hometown. Two youths rise up to hashtag resist. There's no hashtag there, but seriously, if it were released today, that's what they'd have. Battle with hashtag courage using full action combos along with 6 special moves. And of course, like every Neo Geo game that's released, this one's an arcade port, so it will kill you often because it wants your quarters. Jokes on you on it though, because like you can just literally push a button to add quarters. So it's like, yeah. If you're a fan of the arcade, you should check that out. And then we have Splasher from Plug-in Digital. It is rated E1499. Will take up 1.2 gigabytes, and it is a side-scrolling platformer. Like that reminds me a little bit of Alien Hominid in terms of the art style, but I might have to. Hey, if this company wants to send me a copy of this thing so I can check it out, I would not be opposed to that. But it looks kind of like Super Meat Boy, but with like um, paint and ink, I guess. Yeah. And then finally, Moon Hunters for $14.99, rated E10 from Kit Fox Games. It is a RPG that looks like this, which then it's got things like this, which I'm not too sure about. This, awesome. This, I don't know. It's a cooperative personality test RPG. And here's the thing, personality tests are horrible. I mean, you always like you see these if you're applying for jobs or whatnot. You get like, do you agree or disagree? Or let's say you're driving a trolley, that type of stuff. I think the funny part of those is that most of those are designed to see if you'll be loyal to a company and if you'll rat out other people. Which, interesting. But yeah, 1.7 gigabytes, 1499 E10. I have no idea how this works, this whole personality test thing. But look at that pixel art. That looks good. Makes me think of a Hyperlight Drifter and stuff like that. I mean, look at this beautiful pixel art. That looks great. I do wish they had video so I could see what it looks like in motion. But yeah, that's that. And here's your games that are on sale. Your games are on sale are pretty much most of the same stuff. Most recent stuff that's been added is like I and Me, like here's Thimbleweed Park. I mentioned that earlier. That's one that people should probably check out. It's a it's an old school point and click adventure, which there are quite a few here on the Nintendo Switch. But so, and then there's Retro City Rampage, which I've been trying to catch up to see if I could catch that one physically. Because there was a physical release, and then they sold out of it almost immediately. Did not think that would happen. That's on sale for $12.74. If you've played that on a previous platform before, and you want it on the go with the Switch, and also in 1080p on the when you pop it onto the TV, it might be worth checking out. It'll kind of like hype you up for the next one, which is Shakedown Miami. Anywho, those are your sales and your releases for this week. I've been your host, Will Busley, the Mile High Mouth, and we're all looking forward to the release of Mario Odyssey, like tomorrow, which is going to be pretty good. So yeah, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that share button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you hit that little bell so that you are notified whenever we have brand new content here on Area DMG. I've heard that that's not working properly, so make sure that you've got it like highlighted. It has to look like it's ringing. So yeah, there you go. That is your releases this week on the Nintendo Switch eShop. What are you picking up? Let me know in the comments below. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.